question from John DeStaso.
Thank you. And Congressman Pappas, while members of the House don't have any direct involvement in approving Supreme Court justices, you may be called upon the next term to vote on court-related issues. If a bill to expand the number of justices on the Supreme Court came in front of you, would you vote for it? Why or why not?
Well, I've said I would vote against it. And I think it's really important that we focus on how we can elect someone to represent the people of this district who's going to stand up for health care and stand up for a woman's right to choose. Those issues hang in the balance with this Supreme Court nomination, and it's really maddening. At a point in time where the Senate won't even take up COVID relief legislation, they can clear everything off the decks to take up this Supreme Court nomination that seeks to achieve those two end goals that Matt Mowers supports. Look, the Affordable Care Act is a foundational law, and we need someone in Congress who's going to be fighting for health care as a right and not a privilege. I think of people across this district like Bev in Madbury, who's got a son with diabetes, who's worried about his health care future. I think about people that I meet each and every day that have a pre-existing condition. 570,000 people in New Hampshire with a pre-existing condition. They would be left without protection if the effort that my opponent supports succeeds to strip away the Affordable Care Act. So that's why we need someone who's been walking the walk on this issue, as I've been doing the last couple of years. I'll stand up for the health care of the people of this country. Matt Mowers stands with the special interests and the insurance companies.
See, that's just not true. Once again, Congressman Pappas is taking a page out of the D.C. playbook. I've said consistently that I will always support protecting those with pre-existing conditions. Congressman Pappas wants to keep trying to lie about everything on this side. You know, Congressman, you want to rewrite your record, that's fine, but don't try to rewrite my statements. Fact of the matter is that I support ensuring that we have expanded health care access. We need to protect those with pre-existing conditions, but we need to do it in a way that's affordable. Congressman, you support efforts that would actually
what is your plan to protect people with pre-existing conditions?
Congressman,
you don't have one.
I absolutely do. Congressman, look, this is the petty politics that might go well on the House floor down there, but don't bring them here to New Hampshire. The fact of the matter is that you're continuing to mislead. You've sent mail out on this. You want to talk about a nasty negative campaign? You've been sending mail out on this. Here's the fact. I want to support expanded access to health care for every single person. The difference between Congressman Pappas and I is he already supports plans that have actually doubled premiums.
There's no plan
in fact, I met a woman in Greenland just the other day. She told me that in December, she was laid off for the first time in her life. She went to start her own sole proprietorship, pulling herself back up. But she went to go get a health care plan, and all that was available was a $500 a month high deductible plan. One that 6 years ago would have actually cost half that price. But because of Congressman Pappas's health care plan, that's now doubled.
Have no plan.
And the fact of the matter is,
Congressman,
I've actually talked a lot about the fact that we need to provide tax credits to small businesses to provide better health care for their employees, increasing health savings accounts, tax deductibility, so people keep more of their own money for the health care outcomes, expanding ability to pool.
Account is not going to.
That's time.
Yes,
first to the Supreme Court question, though, before we give Congressman Pappas a rebuttal, would you vote to add justices to the Supreme Court?
Absolutely not. I think that the way it's set up now matters. I also am a firm believer in the Constitution, something Congressman Pappas may want to change because he's talked about getting rid of the Electoral College even. That's how out of step he is.
Congressman Pappas, your response on healthcare.
I visited with people all week, and not one person has mentioned the Electoral College, but almost to a person, they mentioned their health care and they mentioned their pre-existing conditions.
And that's why we're going to protect them.
What Matt Mowers is trying to do
here
is basically throw the people of the United States out of a plane
without
a parachute. We need a plan for how we're going to protect people, and it's called the Affordable Care Act. The essential benefits contained within the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid expansion and protections for people with pre-existing condition are paramount. I will stand up and protect them. He'll take them away.
Once again, I just stood here and looked you in the eye. I told you my plan. Yet Congressman Pappas wants to make up his own interpretation of the truth. I think that's a special tactic they teach you when you go hang out in D.C. too often.
Your president doesn't have a plan.
I don't speak for my party, Congressman. I know you vote 100% of the time in your party.
Your president doesn't have a plan.
I won't, because I'm going to put the people of New Hampshire
first. Matt, we've been through 4 years with this administration saying there's some secret
You've
health
been in
care
Congress
plan
for 2 years, and
just
you haven't
around
done
the corner.
for this.
Matt, I have. I've passed legislation on a bipartisan basis to protect people with pre-existing conditions, to lower the cost of prescription drugs. My opponent gets paid by the big pharmaceutical companies. I want to take them on and negotiate lower prices for the people.
If I could, just to pull one other Supreme Court question out of this. Congressman Pappas, would you be in favor of a constitutional amendment that would put a limit on the number of years that justices could serve on the Supreme Court?
I don't think so. I think people, well into their later years are active justices. We saw that with Justice Ginsburg, and so I don't think we need that.
Mr. Mowers?
No, I wouldn't, because actually the reason the founders set that up was to remove political interference of the court process, to make sure they never had any sort of reason that they would have to come back for reconfirmation. I don't think we need to have a cap on the number of years or an age.